All right. I'm in a terrible mood, so I thought, you know what would be amazing if I record a podcast because talking about politics makes me feel even worse. So a little bit different setup. You get to see my disgusting room, but I was too lazy to put it out in the living room, so you're gonna have to deal with it, unfortunately. There's two topics I want to cover, and then one funny thing at the end I'll add on that was just kind of interesting, I thought. So the first thing I want to talk about is Trump's tariffs because, oh man, is that a big topic to talk about right now. So the first thing I want to pull up here, and I'll show you guys real quick, is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So today it's down 4%. Um, Not good, not good at all. Let me show you the past 5 days here. Yeah, you see this big drop. Yeah, that's because of Trump's tariff announcement right there. Or rather, him putting it into effect. That's a huge drop right there. It was pretty steady for a while, ups and downs, normal stuff. But that right there, let me show you a month. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the biggest dip. So, yeah, that's 100% related to Trump's tariff policy, which I 100% disagree with, and I think don't get me wrong, I support Trump, but I think this is the dumbest thing he's done. Um, so let's talk about the benefit of tariffs first. Let's get that out of the way, right? So the benefits. It keeps industries in country, which is big part of his reason. But the problem is with that is that something that happens over a long period of time. That's not something that's going to happen over the next few months or even next couple of years. That's something that happens over many, many, many years. So that's what worries me is he's thinking that is going to happen quick, and that's not how that works. Another thing is national security interest it protects, especially when it comes to things like our tech. If we have tariffs on that, it keeps it, like I was saying before, in the United States. So if we ever went to war, we would be able to produce that stuff domestically. Um, it does bring in money. The problem is Trump is saying that these other countries are paying for this money here, which or these tariffs, which isn't true at all. We're going to end up paying for it because prices are going to go up for us. Today, first off, if you don't know what a tariff is, which I'm sure most of you do, it's pretty much a price on anything coming into our country from a different country. So they have to pay to bring that product in. So the problem is if they have to pay to bring it into the country, they're going to charge more for it so they can actually make money. So that is where we are going to feel the effects of it because yes, the United States is getting this money, but the problem is it's getting this money because we're paying more for this product now. Yeah, so a lot of even Republicans like me are not a big fan of this tariff policy here. Now, don't get me wrong, I think he's going to reverse it after he sees how terrible it is. Trump is known to adapt, and I think he'll adapt to this. But the fact that he even considered this in the first place is kind of worrying. So, what did Trump do exactly? Let's talk about that real quick. So, I'm going to show this article. Here we go. So, New York Times. So, what did Trump just do? So, he put a baseline 10% tariff on pretty much every single country for products coming in. He also did something called reciprocal tariffs. So if a country has a tariff on us, we're tariffing them more now, pretty much. There was a lot of countries that got hit. Just here to name some examples: China, Japan, Germany, India, South Korea, Taiwan, and Vietnam. As I'm sure can imagine, this one's a big hit. China announced they were going to put tariffs on us. So we're getting in the middle of a trade war with a lot of different countries, including the EU. Speaking of that, European goods will face a 20% tariff, Japanese goods 24, South Korean 26, China right here. That's terrible. That's awful. That's not going to help anything. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now, and that's why we're seeing a huge tank, because the market is now terrified. Investors are terrified because they know everything is about to go up. Prices for everything, pretty much. That's why you see the big tank in the stock market. I mean, Trump did say he was going to do this. People did have time to prepare, but I think a lot of people didn't think he was going to actually do it, or if he was going to do it, he wasn't going to go this far with it. And he definitely went this far with it. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. I think it's a terrible idea, and I hope he realizes that and backs off at least a little bit. Another benefit to tariffs that I didn't mention that he's done before, which I support, is getting countries to do what he wants. He did this with Mexico. He did this with Canada. He did this with Colombia. That I don't mind, but when you're setting a tariff on pretty much everybody and not trying to get anything in return, it's just hurting the economy. So that was the first topic I wanted to talk about. The second topic, and this is where it's going to get interesting, transgender. Right? Transgenders. Let's talk about that for a minute. So recently there was a law proposed in California to keep women, or keep men, sorry, out of women's sports. And you think this would be a clear-cut case? Why would you ever go against it? Why? Why? Just why? It makes no sense. Well, let me share my screen here. But look at that. They rejected it. I mean, it is California, so I guess it's not a huge shocker there. But they won't change the policy with letting trans athletes and trans kids and teens play in whatever sport they want to, whether it's men's or women, no matter if they're a guy or a girl, which makes no sense. I don't think anyone should be gender policing women and girls. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So the argument they made was about fairness. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about fairness, and we're going to talk about biology, right? Your high school classes that a lot of people apparently don't understand or didn't pass. And then we're going to talk about risk, safety. So let's go into fairness. This is biologically, men are more athletic. It's biology. It is literally biology. It is science. If you have a female and a male do any type of sport, or most type of sports that require a lot of physical activity, football, soccer, wrestling, running, swimming, anything like that, the male is 90% of the time going to be better. Nobody's saying women can't do it. Nobody's saying anything like that. It's a fact. That's the problem. People have to separate their facts from their feelings. I wouldn't be going around saying something that isn't true, like the sky is red. Obviously, the sky is not red. Why would I be going around trying to convince you and everybody else that the sky is red? It's not true. It doesn't make any sense. So why are people trying to go around saying when they are born a male that they're a female? Why? That's not how that works. So in the sake of fairness, why it is unfair to have a male who is biologically going to be better at sports compete against females. It's disgraceful. Why even call it women's sports at that point? There's a reason we have women's sports and we have male sports. That's why you don't see females competing in football, because you would have females mixed in with the males and it wouldn't go well. You know, NFL teams are not going to hire females because they know biologically they're going to be worse off. This is just a well-known fact. This is, like I said, facts. This is not my opinion or me trying to convince you of anything. This is literally fact. It is the truth. We have known it to be true for thousands of years. Why it is coming up now as a debatable issue is crazy. So, what happened when this bill was being talked about, right? You had, let me pull up the video. So, this video was posted by Matt Walsh, a conservative creator. So, he went to testify for support of the bill. So, I want to show you kind of what's going on here. So, here's Matt Walsh. So, he got 2 minutes to speak, and so did this young lady right here, who talks about how males competing in sports got her kicked off her team, pretty much. Kicked out of a spot. So they spoke, and then this woman spoke against the bill to keep men out of women's sports, and so did this woman, in case you couldn't tell, just by looking at him, right? So this goes on, and I guess in California, after that's done, what happens is a line of regular people can come up to the stage here and say whether they support or oppose the bill. I don't see why California does this. Doesn't make any sense. These people saying they support or oppose it isn't going to change the school board's decision, or not the school board, but the legislative in California's decision. But what I really want to go through is I want you to look at these people coming up here, and let's play a game on whether you think, so I already watched this video, so whether you think they support or oppose the bill. I bet you can't guess that this person right here, yeah, wants to, believe it or not, I know, put men in women's sports. What? I bet you didn't see that coming. And then you have a nice little lineup of normal people here that are all for the bill to keep men out of women's sports, right? You know, normal people coming up and saying, hey, this isn't right. And this goes on for a while. And I mean, you can tell, you can just tell. I bet you can't guess. You know what's really funny though? These people who still have masks on. Yeah, I bet you can't guess who these people, who this person's, which side they supported. I'll give you a hint. They want men in women's sports, in case you couldn't tell by the mask on in 2025. There was one that, once again, every single person with a mask was against this bill. Shocker. Shocker. This person right here. That's a long video, so I'm trying to. This person in the back here. Yeah, I bet you could tell. I bet you could tell. I don't even have to say anything. Normal person. Normal person here. Yep, he supported the bill. Crazy, right? Normal people support this bill because they understand simple biology. There is one lady in here that looks like she just came from a nuclear waste site. Oh, this one's funny. I bet you can't guess. I bet you can't guess. And these are the type of people that want this, the crazy people, the people that have mental issues. Once again, I bet you can't guess, right? This is what I mean. And then, normal person, guess what? Guess what? He supports the bill. These normal people support the bill. I can't remember where this lady was, and it's very unfortunate. because it was really funny to me. There she is. Well, I gotta go back a little bit. Or maybe I gotta go forward. This lady in the back here.
Was this bill?
Thank you.
She has the face shield, she has the mask, and guess what? This person who still thinks they need to wear a mask and a face shield in 2025 is against the bill to keep men out of women's sports. I know that's a shocker, right? I caught you off guard with that one. So, I showed you the video. We talked about fairness. Let's skip over to safety. I want to save the best for last. Safety. So, this article I'm about to pull up, it should make you pissed off because it pissed me off. So, this is disgusting. And of course, these all happen in blue states. So, what a shocker, right? Let's talk about this. Illinois mother files civil rights complaint, says daughter nearly forced to change in front of trans student. And the left, Democrats, will defend this. They will not see an issue with it. So this was the mother at the hearing here. And I believe this was the father. Sitting over here was the father. I watched the video. I'm not going to show the video. But her 13-year-old daughter and the school administrators were forcing her daughter to do this. The school was allowing this, and not only allowing it, enforcing this young girl to change in front of a man. In front of a man. That's disgusting. Once again, I'm not going to play the video, but once again, guess which side this person's on. I bet you can't guess. Or this one. Or this one. Oh, with the mask. I'll give you a hint. They're all loonies. Once again, I bet you couldn't tell from this one in the back here. Once again, it was terrible because so the mother and father sat like right in the front. And so she was able to give her speech, tell the school board what was going on, at the Board of Education, what was going on, her complaint, right? And then people were able to get up and kind of voice for or against it, right? And the amount of people, the amount of despicable, awful people that came up here and ripped on this mother for not wanting her daughter, her 13-year-old daughter, to get changed in front of a man is crazy. They all came up here and ripped on her, saying, "How dare you? That's transphobic." I don't think you can be transphobic when people can't be trans in the first place, but whatever. That's transphobic. That's awful. How could you say that? How dare you want to force somebody who thinks they're a girl to change in the male locker room, even though they're a male? What do you mean? That's the dumbest thing anybody could ever say. Yeah, of course. And if you're not comfortable doing that, go get changed in a single-sex bathroom. This 13-year-old girl should not have to be forced to change in front of a man because you have mental issues. That makes no sense. Why? It is 2025, and we have gone backwards as a species, as a race. That's crazy. That is crazy that we are having this discussion here. This wasn't an issue. Hell, even 10 years ago, this wasn't a big issue. What has the world come to, truly? I don't understand. So, obviously, according to the mother, her daughter was frightened. Yeah, and extremely upset. So this was a little bit ago. This was about a month ago. A couple months ago, on February 5th, when she was using the bathroom and noticed a transgender student, a male, was also using the facilities at the same time. So she brought this up with the school, right? And she was told that, oh, a student can use the bathroom as well as a female locker room because they identify as female. That's what? That makes no sense. So Trump signed an executive order to keep men out of women's sports and everything like that. There's two genders, right? That's what he signed. And states are not following that. It's going to have to go through the court whether it can be enforced or not. But that's disgusting, right? I mean, come on. So, she goes through the complaint process, and it's clear that nobody there cares. The whole room heckles her, laughs at her, uh, insults her, and it's truly disgusting. Seriously. So the last thing I want to talk about is simple biology. A guy can be a girl, and a girl can't be a guy. It doesn't matter how many hormones you pump into your body, it will never change what you are. You were either born with something or without something. I don't understand why this has to be a fight or a debate. It shouldn't be. Biology works a certain way. You either have this pair of chromosomes or this pair of chromosomes, and look at that. This is easy. Biology's telling you exactly what you are. Now, don't get me wrong, there are more masculine females and more feminine males. But just because a guy is more feminine doesn't make him a girl. It just makes him a feminine guy. Why is this a debate? You can't just be a girl. So I'd like to pose a question to all the liberals out there. Can I identify as a black person? I know I'm not black, but what if I feel like I'm black? You guys gonna let that one slide? I bet you aren't. I bet you would not let that slide. But it's the same logic. Oh well, this guy feels like he's a girl inside. So that means he has to be a girl. All right. This white guy right here feels like he's black inside. Does that mean I can be black? I have to be black according to you. You have no right to stand in my way. It's the same argument. I would like to see somebody seriously tell me what's different about that than what's going on right now. Because I'm telling you right now, nobody in the world would support me saying I'm black, because obviously I'm not. I'm not a black person. Just like these trans people aren't what they say they are. They are either male or female. And it's whatever they were born with. So I really just wanted to get that out of the way. Last thing, we're going to spend like a few minutes on this because I think it's funny. So, I get on the old Facebook every once in a while, and I like to see everybody's takes on stuff and whatnot. So I saw this post today, and it was captioned, when does the winning start again? Right, because everybody on the Republicans say, we keep winning, which we do. And it was an image of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which I talked about. I agree that, hey, that was a bad idea. Do I think Kamala could have done better? Absolutely not. I think we'd all be living on the streets if she was president right now. But that's obviously a bit of an exaggeration, but Trump's doing way better than she ever could have. That's not. So I just thought it was funny. Trump's been president for like 4 months now. So you're not going to be mad at Biden for the 4 years he was president and the economy tanked? So the comment I made on that post was, where was this same energy when Biden was president? A simple question. And the person responded, same place. Maybe he's telling the truth. I guarantee you he's not, but maybe, right? What I can tell you, and maybe you know what? If he means it like this, like the same place as in, yeah, I blamed Republicans back then for the economy too, just like I'm blaming them now, then I agree. You're right. Your energy is in the same place, brother. Obviously, that's not what he meant, but that's the only way to make that statement accurate. Another person commented on there, on me, replied to me, and said, yeah, Biden sucked. Get over him. It's been 4 months since he wasn't president anymore. Does that mean we should stop talking about George Washington? He was president way back then. Stop talking about him. We don't talk about the past anymore. No past presidents. We can't talk about him now. That was a crazy take from that person. A dumb take is what I mean to say. How somebody can make that take and be like, yeah, I got him, blows my mind. I don't know. Like I said, yeah, he was the last president. Yeah, I'm going to talk about him because stuff he did in his presidency is still affecting us now. It's common sense. Like, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. But Democrats don't like bringing up the past because when we bring up the past to them, it shows how hypocritical they are. I didn't want to get into this, but we're on the subject, so why not? This whole Signal chat leak. Where was this energy when Hillary Clinton had all the emails? None of you cared. But now, because this chat got leaked, they all need to go to jail. They all need to be fired. Once again, this energy was not there when Hillary Clinton did it. And you know what? If it was there, if you guys had that energy when Hillary Clinton did it, maybe I would have that same energy now, even though it's definitely different situations. But maybe you could convince me to have that same energy now. But you did not care back then, so I'm not going to care right now. It's on you. I mean, don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that definitely didn't make me feel better. But you know what? I finally recorded a podcast after like a month. So I hope you're happy. Have a great day, everyone.